Brandon Staley insists he can coach defense. Damn it, he can. Meanwhile, Scribes gather forces to point their crippled, pudgy fingers at Lincoln Riley, and Kupp gets injured. So that's suboptimal. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. I am looped out of my mind on cold meds. I am back home, looking forward to getting a nice day, maybe 2 days of sleep to try and recover from this. But before I do that, what do you say we brighten the mood and talk LA sports? If you like being in the know about LA, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means comment. Because frankly, I'd rather talk to you guys than what some of the scribes keep talking about. So before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. The Rams rallied with 10 points in the fourth quarter to lift themselves to a 17-16 victory over the Seattle Seahawks. Very strange game for the Rams, by the way, because their defense was awesome. They only allowed one field goal in the second half, but they only gained 267 yards in total offense. Bananas. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert completed 21 of 36 passes for 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Chargers wound up losing to Green Bay 23-20. LeBron James scored 37 points. The Lakers defeated Houston 105-104. And Boogie Ellis returned, scored 28 points to lift USC to an 81-70 victory over Brown. Side note that didn't directly impact that game, Bronny James had cardiac arrest over the summer. Yeah, he participated in pregame warmups. Granted, a layup drill doesn't exactly mean he's game ready, but it is a baby step forward. Meanwhile, today the Kings are at Phoenix at 6 o'clock. San Antonio will be playing at San Antonio at 5 o'clock, and UCLA will be playing 4th-ranked Marquette at 5:30. But let's get to the news. So we've got to start off with the Chargers, even though you'd love to go positive, right? But Brandon Staley is just a very stubborn fellow, I got to tell you. And I mean, he's been asked the same questions a lot. And the solution to not getting asked the same questions over and over again, by the way, is winning. That's the primary solution. You'll get the repetitive questions, but those repetitive questions are, oh my God, why are you so great? It's quite the ego stroke from the scribes. But when you're losing the way the Chargers do, when you lose in those ridiculous ways, you will get clowned. I mean, the Chargers have lost 5 games by a field goal or less, and they have yet to beat a team with a winning record. So once again, the scribes are blaming Staley because the Chargers, in their opinion, aren't playing enough defense. So finally, he's had enough. He had enough. Quote, "You can stop asking that question. I'm going to be calling the defenses, okay? So we're clear. So you don't have to ask that question again," unquote. Coach Staley, can you blame them? You made Jordan Love look like a biracial Aaron Rodgers out there. Jordan Love has never had a game like that until he faced the Chargers defense. Craziness. And by the way, the Chargers are 2 games under 500 again, which begs the question. Staley is claiming that he has, quote, full confidence, unquote, of the locker room. But does he? Alohi Gilman might have hinted that Staley doesn't. Quote, "We just fed up. Something's got to change," unquote. Now look, I don't want to be unfair to Coach Staley. Do I think he's a great coach? Absolutely not. But I don't know everything about football. I'm just saying to you that he had one point, I should say. Staley had one point that was absolutely correct. That it wasn't simply the defense faltering in a critical juncture of the game. The Chargers receivers, for example, dropped 6 passes. 6 of them. 3 of the drop passes were in the red zone. And by the way, the normally reliable Keenan Allen dropped 3 passes as well. So yeah, it wasn't just a defensive faltering scenario yesterday. And I got to tell you something. Again, people are now claiming that they want Brandon Staley's head on a pike. The Chargers, whether they're in Los Angeles or San Diego, in their entire history, they have only fired one coach during the season, and that was Kevin Gilbride back in 1998. You're stuck with Brandon Staley for the rest of the year at a minimum. And so I got to be honest with you. Some of the scribes I'm cool with. Some of the pundits on TV I'm not. Rex Ryan does not need to be going on ESPN judging anybody about coaching, let alone Brandon Staley. Rex Ryan literally stole defensive philosophies from his own father, couldn't have an original thought in his own head to try and expand on the 46D, and now he has an entire career where he's just bitching about every other coach out there. Hey, Coach Ryan, don't you have somebody's feet to lick or something? Just saying. By the way, one more little piece of bad news about the Chargers. Defensive end Joey Bosa left the game in the first quarter with a foot injury. It was on the fourth play of the game. The fourth play. Man. And all I can say about that is that there are no updates as to Bosa's condition at this time. Yesterday, we spent some time discussing the fallout from USC-UCLA, how the Bruins basically mollywopped the Trojans around the Coliseum. And part of the fallout appears to be nudging Chip Kelly off of the hot seat and then just dropping Lincoln Riley right on that chair. Very strange. One game. Lincoln Riley should be fired, people are saying. I can't go there. I just can't. This is a guy who's won at least 10 games in 5 of the 7 years that he's been a head coach. That's called a pretty proven track record right there. So I just don't see the point in getting rid of it now. If you're one of those people that want USC to get rid of Lincoln Riley, can I ask you something? And I'm being genuine, no snark. Is it possible that this is your residual hatred from Riley having kept Alex Grinch this year? Is it possible? Just wondering. See, when I look at Lincoln Riley, I see a guy who has molded Heisman Trophy winner after Heisman Trophy winner. I have seen the one guy who solved how to create a power running game in the air raid offense. Perfect coach? No, I'm not going to go there. But when people, particularly the punditry on TV, are saying USC has got to get rid of Lincoln Riley, I pause. There's this guy. All of the emo sports writers are coming out for Riley's head. Bill Plaschke and this guy named Paul Feinbaum. Paul Feinbaum, the guy who literally looks like Grandpa Simpson yelling at the clouds in the meme. Sorry, I'm not going to put my faith in what Bill Plaschke or Paul Feinbaum say. Not this quick at all. Give Lincoln Riley a chance to turn the ship. But there is one thing I would like to say that we predicted here a day or two ago. That with UCLA beating USC, the two schools effectively flipped their bowl projection. Last week, everybody was thinking that USC was going to go to the Vegas Bowl, UCLA would go to this LA Bowl, this Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, whoever's running it now. And now it is flipped. UCLA to Vegas in the bowl projections, USC going to LA. Cooper Kupp injured his ankle in the second quarter of the Rams game. We don't know how bad it is yet. They didn't have a report. But I have to tell you, it is troubling. If you recall, Cooper Kupp missed a series of games earlier this year with a hamstring issue. But last year, he missed from week 10 through the end of the season with an ankle problem. So that's not particularly an optimistic vibe to have. We do not have Lance Lynn to kick around anymore with the Dodgers. Last seen giving up one tape measure home run after another to the Arizona Diamondbacks. He is effectively gone. He's not just a free agent. He did, in fact, sign a contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. As you can tell, by the way, the Dodgers' alleged interest board has been updated. Aaron Nola has been crossed off. Mike Trout added on. The Scribes literally think the Dodgers are going after 31 players. What can I tell you? Bananas. I want to give you a couple of players to keep your eye on if you're a Kings fan. There's a guy, a forward named Cone Zimmer, or Zimmer, or Zamimir. No offense. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he has a name that looks like it would be perfect for an IKEA dining room set, right? There you are going through that eternal maze of woe with the missus, and then you go and she's looking for that perfect dining set, and you're, hey, honey, hey, here's a very nice Cone Zimmer. Go get the help. Let's wheel that out to the car. Cone Zimmer is a third-round pick from this last year's draft. He has 9 goals in 18 games so far in the WHL. And by the way, over with the Ontario Reign, goaltender Eric Portillo has won 4 of his first 5 games in the AHL. So possibly the goalie of the future for the Kings. Possibly. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. First of all, let me know what you think of my voice. I know it sounds like garbage. But secondly, let me know what you think about Brandon Staley or Lincoln Riley keeping their jobs. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. I hope to sound better for you guys tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.